Right, this is a walk-around video for a Volvo XC90. This is the diesel version, of course. 2008 car with just 41,000 miles on the clock. SE Lux model, finished in this lovely metallic grey. It's got roof bars fitted to it as well. And it's in a very, very, very nice condition. So just to go around the car for you. Coming to the front of the car, lights and lenses are completely clear and intact. Very clean on the front end, hardly a stone chip of any notes anywhere. It's been kept very, very, very well. So to come down the near side first, pretty much mirror smooth in the panels there. It's absolutely, really, really crisp. Front wing, very clean. There's a little tiny little dimple dent. I'll try and get back to it, just on top of the arch there. I mean, it is minuscule. I'm being really picky. Which is obviously the point of doing the videos. Front wheel, very clean, just a tiniest bit of curbing. Obviously this is the near side front, so it's the one that's always going to get the hardest life. Worth pointing out, Pirelli Scorpion tyres all round on the car, which is a very, very nice sign of ownership. And just counting down the panels there, it's really very nice. There will be the odd little mark, of course there will be. It's a 10-year-old car that eye or the camera can't pick up on. So please do bear that in mind. Rear near side alloy, very, very clean. Just the odd, very, very minor mark. Around the back, really a handsome beast, these things. The back bumper, just a couple of little entry marks as you'd expect going into the boot there, but again, certainly don't detract them exactly as you'd expect to see. And then down the offside of the vehicle. Again, all very, very clean and crisp. Offside rear alloy, again, very good, just with the odd little mark on the outside you can see there. And then down the remainder of the panel work. Again, all very, very nice indeed. And finally, front offside alloy, again, very good. So overall, taking into account the age of the car, we're looking at a car that's in really fabulous order and looks fantastic. Coming into the boot area now, obviously the boot's much, much bigger if you don't have the rear seats up, but obviously this is a 7-seat car, but very nicely finished and been kept very, very nicely as well. Coming to the back of the car now, you'd expect huge amounts of rear legroom often in these vehicles. Leatherwork's all very, very nice indeed. As you can see there in the middle, obviously the headphones there. 2 sets are here for the rear entertainment system, which is part of the sale of this vehicle. It's all been installed prior to getting to us. A very good quality one. Obviously it's an Alpine system. Coming to the front now. Footwell area is all very clean. Front passenger seat in very, very nice condition. Apologise for that. Front door card there, again very clean and tidy. There's a rubberised mat there which I've just put down to protect the carpets underneath. Obviously you've got electric memory seat, driver's seat there, and with such a low mileage you'd expect it to be good, and it most certainly is. So sat inside the car now, engine's running through this section so you can see the dashboard illuminated. The dashboard itself is in excellent condition. Very nice, simple, easy to use interiors, they really are. Very high quality of course as well. It's all been kept very nice with only sort of minor signs of any wear at all on it. As I say in the following road test video, and I'll explain further, the sat-nav system isn't operative in this car and won't be made so please do bear that in mind. Coming to the main binnacle, simple, easy to read dials rather. As you can see there, 41,867 miles, and there's no warning lights at all on this vehicle. It really is a fabulous, fabulous car and really lovely condition. More of which in the following road test video. Right then, this is a road test video for a Volvo XC90, and this is the SE Lux model. This particular car is registered AE08SNL and mileage at the start of the road test is just 41,861 miles. Reason for doing the road test in these vehicles is very simple. It's just so customers of ours actually get to see the cars we're selling in operation. That way, if there's any issues on the car, we can and we will relay it back to you. We're very well aware that lots of our customers come from not only the UK but also mainland Europe as well, so we feel the least we can do is to show the car we're selling in operation, to say report back on any issues. Also done on the very quiet country roads very close to our premises, so hopefully be representative rather of what you'd feel yourself. Very brief background to this car. Obviously a low mileage car. It's been fully maintained by Volvo throughout its life, and I have to say it's pretty obvious straight away. The car drives absolutely beautifully, certainly to the mileage it's done. Engine starts instantly, settles to a very smooth, completely even idle. There's no lumpiness to it at all. But they're fabulous engines. I mean, clearly they've got tons of low down grunt, but they rev keenly, smoothly, and certainly at a cruise they're a very quiet car indeed. Worth pointing out, there's no warning lights on the dashboard at all relating to the engine or any other part of the vehicle. Temperature gauge running at just under half, which is pretty much where it should be on one of these cars as well, and the engine's been running for quite some time now. Engine then feeds through into the automatic gearbox. You should always do the same tests. I always recommend, basically have the car stationary, pop it into drive when it's nice and warm and cold, and just see if there's any delays or thuds in engagement, because that could suggest sort of internal gearbox wear, but there's nothing on this at all, as you'd expect with such a low mileage. Gear changes are very well judged, the ratios rather very well judged. The actual gear change quality is really very good indeed. It's very smooth on the up change and down change, and responds keenly to just the sort of lightest brush of the throttle as well. So in terms of powertrain of the vehicle, all in very, very good order indeed. Steering of the car, it's a really nicely done power steering system on these cars, quite old-fashioned, which I really like. I hate these modern electronic power steering systems, generally speaking, but this is really quite nice. It obviously is light and easy to use because it's power assisted, but what it is also it's actually got a nice weight to it. It feels it is a big heavy car, but it makes it feel like one, which I really like, because the car feels lovely and heavy on the road, and that just sort of imparts a feeling of real sort of security with the vehicle. But there's no vibrations coming back through it. Track's absolutely dead straight as well, so all in very fine order there. The chassis of the vehicle obviously been tuned specifically for family use, so it certainly isn't a sports car, but that doesn't mean it flounders around through corners either. It holds its body control actually really quite well for what is a very tall and upright car. What's they're famed for, of course, is their comfort. It's a very, very, very comfortable chassis. It's hard to imagine being able to get from A to B much smoother than in one of these cars. It's certainly, I've had a couple of them. My business partner loves these cars, and he's done lots of miles in them, and they take, you can go on a long trip for hundreds of miles and come back to the other side, actually relatively fresh. Also, what I'm looking out for on video, of course, is just to see if there's any kind of noises coming up from underneath the vehicle. Might be a bit of suspension chatter or otherwise. There's nothing on this at all. It's absolutely quiet as a mouse. Brakes on the car. Good solid brake pedal there. What I'm looking for is just any kind of sort of pulsing or vibrations coming back through the brake pedal, and there's nothing at all. It's also pulling the bonnet down straight. It's not pulling right, left or otherwise. It's actually got a reasonably good turning circle as well. I've not really noticed before, but that's all fine. Looking around inside the car, it's in very, very good condition in here. Worth pointing out straight away, because it's the only thing that I can find that doesn't work on the car, and it is something we won't be doing anything about, so please don't think we will. This car uses what is a relatively early sat-nav system where the thing pops up. Have been tricky with these earlier Volvos. and this one's no different. It doesn't work, and it's been deactivated. So please don't think this one's got sat nav. It has not. The reality is we could get it fixed. It would cost quite a lot of money, but the fact is you'll still end up with what is still a relatively or very old-fashioned system, which requires, you know, secondary controls, and is still not that reliable. Modern sat navs, you know, these TomToms and your phone, they're actually far better, and they automatically update, whereas, you know, these are, say, sort of relatively prehistoric. So that's the only thing I can actually find inside the car that's not as it should be. Heated seats work perfectly, air conditioning's pumping out lovely cold air, and it's about 21 degrees outside today, quite humid. Everything else just looks and feels really crisp and beautifully looked after. Very nicely built, of course. It's a substantial car. What the videos can't really get across is the driving position and the visibility at the front here is absolutely fantastic. It really is. You really feel in control of the car. You haven't got sort of these pillars going too far forward, which you get on so many cars. And that gives you some horrendous blind spots, but this is a real joy to sit in. Perfectly suited for this kind of driving in country lanes, of course. As I said at the start of the video, the point of these videos is to pick up any issues, and apart from the sat nav there, which I've mentioned, there's nothing on the car that merits a mention. The car drives absolutely beautifully. Obviously, if you've got any questions, please do give us a call.